brains are like intricate supercomputers, complex, powerful, and surprisingly delicate. These bundles of neurons are what make us, well, us. They shape how we think, how we feel, and how we remember. But, as extraordinary as the brain is, it's not invincible. In fact, some of the daily routines we barely think twice about could be doing more harm than good. Over time, these choices can weaken your brain's structure, mess with its chemical balance, and even create toxic environments that stunt your mental growth. And the worst part, you might not even realize it's happening until it's too late. Hey everyone, welcome back to Mind Matters. Today, we're diving into a topic that might just change the way you live your life. We're exploring the 10 sneaky habits that could be silently sabotaging your brain. Habits that might seem innocent on the surface, but are slowly chipping away at your most powerful organ. Ready to see if you're guilty of any of these? Let's unravel the mystery together. Imagine this. Every time you mindlessly scroll through your phone, reach for that extra slice of pizza, or skip out on a good night's sleep, you're potentially setting off a chain reaction that could affect your brain for years to come. We all have habits like these, but the key is to understand their impact and start making changes today. Why? Because your brain has the incredible ability to adapt, heal, and grow if you give it the right tools. So, without further ado, let's dive deep into the 10 bad habits that might be damaging your brain. And more importantly, learn how to reverse the damage and build a stronger, sharper mind. Number 1. Doom scrolling. The digital downfall. We live in a world where our phones are practically extensions of our hands. Whether you're texting friends, checking the latest social media updates, or getting lost in a never-ending stream of short videos, it's all too easy to spend hours staring at that tiny screen. But here's the hidden danger. All that screen time is doing more than just straining your eyes. It's rewiring your brain in ways you might not even notice. When you engage in doom scrolling, you're not just passing time, you're actively overstimulating your brain's reward pathways. Every swipe, every like, every video triggers a small release of dopamine, the brain's feel-good chemical. It feels great in the moment, but there's a catch. This constant flood of dopamine starts to rewire your brain, making it crave instant gratification and reducing your ability to focus on more complex, rewarding tasks. Over time, this can lead to anxiety, depression, and attention disorders, even in people who were once highly disciplined and focused. So what's the solution? It's time to set some boundaries. Limit your screen time, especially before bed, and replace it with activities that truly engage your brain, like reading, solving puzzles, or even having a deep conversation with a friend. Your brain will thank you, and you might just find that life is a lot more interesting away from the screen. Number 2. Psychosocial isolation. The quiet brain killer. Human beings are social creatures by nature. We thrive on connection, on relationships, on the feeling of belonging. But what happens when we isolate ourselves? What happens when we cut off those vital social ties? The answer is more alarming than you might think. When you isolate yourself, your brain suffers in more ways than one. Social interactions stimulate the hippocampus, the part of the brain responsible for memory and learning. When you're not engaging with others, your hippocampus starts to shrink, leading to problems with memory, learning, and processing new information. This can make you feel more isolated, creating a vicious cycle that's hard to break. But that's not all. Loneliness also affects your brain's chemistry. When you're not socializing, your brain produces less oxytocin, the hormone that helps you feel happy, connected, and engaged with the world around you. Without oxytocin, life starts to feel a little dull, and your brain begins to deteriorate at a faster rate. The solution? Make a conscious effort to connect with others. Join a group, attend social events, or simply make time for friends and family. Even a short conversation can make a world of difference. Your brain isn't just a solitary organ, it thrives on connection, so give it the social nourishment it needs. Number 3. The lazy heart. Why physical activity is a mental necessity. We all know that exercise is good for the body. It helps us stay fit, lose weight, and build muscle. But did you know that staying active is also one of the best things you can do for your brain? That's right. Physical exercise is like a magic pill for your mind. Here's how it works. When you exercise, your heart pumps more blood and oxygen to your brain, which triggers the release of key chemicals and growth factors, including brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF. This protein is like fertilizer for your brain cells, promoting the growth of new neurons and protecting existing ones from damage. But that's not all. Exercise also stimulates neurogenesis, the creation of new neurons, particularly in the hippocampus. This means that regular physical activity doesn't just keep your body in shape, it literally makes your brain stronger, sharper, and more resilient. On the flip side, a sedentary lifestyle does the opposite. When you fail to exercise, your brain starts to slow down, just like a muscle that isn't used. Over time, this can lead to cognitive decline, memory problems, and a general sense of mental sluggishness. So what's the takeaway? Keep moving. Whether it's a daily walk, a yoga session, or a full workout at the gym, make physical activity a non-negotiable part of your routine. Remember, a strong heart equals a strong brain. Number 4. Stress spirals. The silent saboteur. A little stress can be a good thing. It can motivate you to get things done, help you stay focused, and even boost your performance in the short term. But chronic stress, that's a different story. When stress becomes a constant part of your life, it starts to take a serious toll on your brain. Chronic stress floods your brain with hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. In small doses, these hormones are helpful. They prepare your body for action and help you respond to challenges. But when your brain is constantly bathed in cortisol, it starts to suffer. Cortisol impairs communication between brain cells, shrinks key areas like the hippocampus, and even suppresses the birth of new neurons. Over time, this can lead to memory problems, difficulty concentrating, and even mental health issues like anxiety and depression. But here's the good news: you can fight back. There are countless ways to manage stress, from physical activities like exercise and yoga to mental practices like meditation and mindfulness. Even simple hobbies, like drawing or gardening, can help reduce stress and protect your brain from its damaging effects. The key is to find what works for you. Not every stress relief method is going to be a perfect fit, and that's okay. The important thing is to try different techniques and make stress management a priority. Your brain and your overall well-being will be better for it. Number 5. Sleep isn't for the weak. The power of restorative sleep. You've probably heard the saying, "I'll sleep when I'm dead." But if you want to keep your brain healthy and sharp, it's time to rethink that mindset. Sleep isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity. In fact, it's during sleep that your brain does some of its most important work. While you're asleep, your brain is anything but inactive. It's busy consolidating memories, clearing out toxins, and repairing the damage done during the day. This process is crucial for maintaining cognitive function, focus, and overall brain health. But when you don't get enough sleep, or when your sleep quality is poor, these critical processes are disrupted. This can lead to problems with memory, concentration, and mood. Over the long term, chronic sleep deprivation can even increase your risk of developing neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. So how can you ensure you're getting the restorative sleep your brain needs? Start by establishing a regular sleep schedule. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. Create a calming bedtime routine. Avoid caffeine and heavy meals before bed. And most importantly, keep screens out of the bedroom. The blue light emitted by phones and tablets can interfere with your sleep cycle, making it harder to fall asleep and stay asleep. Remember, sleep isn't for the weak, it's for the wise. Prioritize your sleep, and your brain will reward you with better focus, memory, and overall mental clarity. Number 6. Mental laziness. Don't let your brain idle. Imagine if you stopped using your muscles altogether. They'd eventually weaken, shrink, and lose their strength. The same thing happens to your brain when it's not challenged regularly. Your brain is a muscle, and just like any other muscle, it needs regular exercise to stay strong. When you fail to engage your brain with stimulating activities, its ability to think critically, solve problems, and remember things starts to decline. But here's the good news. There are countless ways to keep your brain in top shape. Activities like reading, solving puzzles, learning a new language, playing strategy games, and even engaging in thoughtful conversations can all help keep your brain sharp. So take a deep breath and let go of those hidden resentments. Your brain will feel lighter, clearer, and more focused, and you'll find that life is a lot more enjoyable when you're not carrying around emotional baggage. Number 8. Deadly diet. Feeding your brain right. What you eat doesn't just affect your waistline, it affects your brain too. Your brain is an incredibly energy-hungry organ, consuming up to 20% of your body's total energy intake. That means the quality of the food you eat has a direct impact on how well your brain functions. Junk food might taste good, but it's lacking in the nutrients your brain needs to thrive. Diets high in sugar, unhealthy fats, and processed foods can lead to inflammation, oxidative stress, and even damage to brain cells. On the other hand, a diet rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, and healthy fats can do wonders for your brain. Foods like fatty fish, nuts, seeds, berries, and dark leafy greens are packed with omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, and other nutrients that protect your brain from damage, improve communication between brain cells, and even promote the growth of new neurons. So the next time you're deciding what to eat, think about how it will affect your brain. Choose foods that nourish your mind and body, and you'll find that you're not just feeding your stomach, you're feeding your brain. Number 9. Water is life. Hydrate your brain. Even mild dehydration can have a big impact on your brain. Your brain is made up of about 75% water, and when you're not drinking enough, your brain cells start to shrink. This leads to a decrease in cognitive function, poor concentration, and even mood swings. But the effects of dehydration go beyond just feeling a little foggy. When you're dehydrated, your brain has to work harder to perform even simple tasks, leading to fatigue, headaches, and a general sense of sluggishness. Over time, chronic dehydration can contribute to more serious cognitive decline. The solution is simple: drink more water. Aim to drink at least 8 cups of water a day, and more if you're active or live in a hot climate.